Good evening, everyone. My name is Chris Cooper, known as the Channel Guy Trader, and I'm reporting to you live from Wall Street Trading Satellite Office down in sunny South Florida. Today's date is Thursday, March the 7th, 2013, and here is today's After the Bell Market Summary brought to you by WallStreetTrading.com. I want to first start by taking a look to see how the indices closed the session out here today. The Dow Jones was up a little over 33 points. The Nasdaq was up close to 10 points, and the S&P 500 was up close to 3 points. If we take a look at the breadth here, we had 3,721 issues advancing on the NYSE, Nasdaq, and the Amex. We had 2,424 issues declining on the NYSE, Nasdaq, and the Amex. Therefore, breadth was in favor of the bulls today, but it wasn't leaned heavy in one direction at all. And I was not able to do a midday market update today. At the same time, there was really not much to cover here. But you can see, if I bring over my 15-minute chart and my 5-minute chart of the ES, you can see there was just a lot of just sideways action today. We held this key 1541 level down here on the ES, and then we kept on having trouble breaking above the previous day's highs. We did make a little peekaboo high right here over the previous day's highs, but then we came right back in. And, just a sideways day. I believe they said there was contract rollover today or something like that, so therefore the volume was pretty muted. But we did see volume drop off pretty drastically after 10 o'clock or so. I mean, the volume just pretty much got cut in half and was trading low the whole day. So not much action. Today's were the days where you just sit back and you say, okay, if I didn't have an opportunity to make money in the morning and things are trading like this, let's go to the beach, let's go walk the dog, let's go just get out of this house and out get out from in front of the screens there. So any case, SPY was up 27.5 cents here today, closing the session up at 154.77. You can see here tight range on today's session, of course, like I just showed you guys on the ES chart, and you can see the ranges on the SPY here are starting to get a little bit tight, which kind of gives you a clue that you need to be careful trying to buy these prices up here a little bit, and you need to wait for price action to maybe kind of form a nice little high base up here to work off of. We do have these rising short-term moving averages that you can use as a gauge as well, like people were using back here from the start of January to all the way to when we got that little correction 3 weeks ago. So you can use those moving averages as a gauge. At the same time, the key level you want to watch on the SPY is down here at 153.29 from the prior breakout. You can also use the gap up level from Tuesday, right here at 153.67. If we break over 155, which is a key level that we've been mentioning in the weekend reviews, all right, we break over 155, we have 155.40, we have 156, 157.61. Those are just some top side levels to watch. If we move back down to the downside again, you want to watch those levels that I just mentioned to you guys. All right, if we take a look at the triple Qs, which reminds me, the ES hit a new high today, 1545.50. If we take a look at the Qs are back, closed right back over that key 68.60 level. As long as we can continue to see the Qs close above this little red shaded area, that's our little supply zone from the prior price action that I've been showing you guys again in the weekend reviews, which I'll show you guys again right now, which comes from all this little action from right here, from last August, from right here back in October, to even back here into the start of 2011 around March. So that's a little price supply zone that we finally were able to break above, and now we're just trying to hold these levels up here while we wait for these moving averages to try to catch up to this price action. So if the triple Qs could break above yesterday's highs around 68.92, call it 69, we could get some nice action there as well. So far, the holding are pretty decent. Levels you want to be watching to the downside are yesterday's lows around 68.41, and then the gap up that we had from Tuesday, that low around 68, call it. All right, IWM, let's see what the IWM did today here. IWM made new all-time highs. IWM shows some nice relative strength today here. IWM hit a high of 92.94 and closed at 92.87. Look for this one to continue higher, especially if we can continue to hold above this 92.69 level, which comes from the high from 2 weeks ago, the prior all-time high. All right, let's take a look at the dollar futures chart. Some nice sell side action today. This is something that we were watching for to see if we could get back below this key 82 level. We break back below this key 82 level, we'll be looking for a move back down towards 81.5. We break and hold below 81.5, then we could really get some nice action to the downside, and that most likely will propel the equity markets higher, along with some key commodity stocks that have been acting kind of weak. Even though we did have a nice little pop in the energy stocks today, which we'll go over that here shortly. But when those natural gas numbers came out, those natural gas stocks were on fire today. But so the dollar futures chart is looking kind of weak. Let's go and take a look at that euro All right, you can see the dollar futures had a nice little bounce yesterday, and it just reversed it right back down today. Euro, nice bounce there. Same thing here. Engulfing candlestick. They had Draghi on TV today, and they said that he was talking up the euro. And you can see here the euro did some nice shake and bake action below our key trend line right here. All right, and we never did get the little push back down towards the bottom of the little channel that we watched from the consolidation that we broke out of here, which we called back. We called that out back there in early January, and now we have this nice engulfing candle, pretty much engulfing the prior 4 days of trading in the euro dollar. And now we're most likely going to be looking for the euro to try to get a pop here and continue, maybe go back and recheck this little area right here that comes from this little prior break down out of this channel from this key trend line right here. All right, that would be like a little back test here that we'll be looking for. And if that was to happen, of course, we'll be looking for the equity markets to push up, US dollar to move down, and again, some of these commodities to get a bounce here. So keep an eye on that right there. If we take a look at the gold futures chart, bear with me 1 second. All right, so we take a look. That's crude oil. 1 second. We take a look at the gold futures chart. See what gold did today. Gold had a little pause day today. Really, once it gets over these 1587s, we can make a nice move up here towards 1596, 1597 or so, maybe even 1600. But right now, it's just still holding the lows from yesterday's reversal that we had, the last reversal yesterday. So nothing really much going on there. If you watch the GLD, you can see the GLD is back above this key 152 level. And as long as we can continue to remain above this little green shaded area that I have right here, which comes from like a little demand zone that I showed you guys in the weekly chart. And if you guys forgot, let me just go ahead and drag that over for you guys right now real quick. And you can see on the monthly chart, we're sideways at the bottom of this little range from the bodies of the candlesticks from here from the prior 2 years. And you can see on the weekly time frame, we're right here at the key level as well, right there at the key 152 level, which also lines up with a back test of this little channel right here. So key area right now on gold. Gold really could catch a bid right here and make a fast move to the top side, but right now it doesn't look like the buyers are really coming in aggressive right now, so we have to just continue to watch it. You take a look at the crude oil's action today. Crude oil was up 98 cents today here, and it's holding this $90 a barrel level here. And if we hold 90, we could continue to make a move back up towards these 93s. And remember, we have this little 94, which comes from this little prior supply that we had back in 2012 that we were fighting through, from the earlier here in the start of the year. But right now, crude oil looks to be stabilizing around this $90 a barrel level, and looks to make a move back up towards possibly 93, 94 if it could catch a bigger bid here. And if you guys trade the USO to trade crude oil, USO was up 40 cents today, held that little gap fill area from the gap up that we had back here in late December. Okay. And this thing gets back over 33, we can maybe make a nice move up here towards 33.70. Now, what really caught the energy market on fire today was the natural gas numbers. I haven't had a chance to look over the numbers, of course, but obviously if natural gas traded to the top side off those numbers, that means traders, thought the number was bullish for natural gas, and therefore UNG had a nice little move up today. UNG up a little over 2.5%, and this thing looks like it maybe wants to go back and test these highs right here around 2022, and then around this 2055 level, which comes from the declining 200-day exponential moving average. And some of the stocks you could play if you're trying to play the UNG. Today we actually called out this SWN in the chat room at $36.45 before the natural gas numbers came out, just because this was one on my radar from the nice little trend that it's had, and I've been tracking this thing for the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks or so. Actually, for the whole year, I've been tracking this thing, waiting for it to break above 35, and it finally showed some nice momentum. So it definitely had a nice move today, and this thing looks to go higher. You could take a look at CHK. CHK is finally catching a bid as well. Once this thing breaks over 21, this could get some nice traction. So I'm going to be watching these stocks tomorrow for our team here. RRC, this one's been a strong one. COG has been the strongest one out there. You could take a look at EOG. EOG got a nice bid today. APA, APC, maybe even some CLNE, some LNG. Just keep an eye on all these natural gas stocks. They had a nice little move today, and I expect them to continue moving tomorrow. All right. So what about silver? Let me get back to these commodities here real quick. Silver, SLV, back above this little key trend line that we're watching. Needs to really get back above 28.50. Really needs to get back above 29. All right, let me get some nice traction there. But silver, same thing with the other precious metals holding up right there. And let me take a real quick look at copper futures, see what that did today. Copper futures getting a little bounce today, but copper futures really needs to get above these 355s and these 360s or so here. All right. As far as some key stocks goes, all right, real quick, moving a little bit too fast here. Volatility index, like I said, I'm not bullish on the volatility index. If we break back below that big sell bar that we had from last week Monday, and we're below that right now. We actually closed below that level there 3 times in a row. All right, so now volatility index, the VIX looks to go back down towards these 1225s, which means we can expect the market to continue to grind higher. All right. So let's go and take a look at some key stocks. Apple was up $4.92 today, and Apple really needs to get back above, say, 442, and then make its way back up towards 460. Those are the key levels you really want to watch in this one. Still a stock that I would not be focusing on right now, any energy on. Would rather focus on other things that are trading a little bit better. Amazon had a nice little pause day today. This thing could consolidate and hold above this 270 level here for a bit off this big up move, kind of forming a nice little flag pattern right here from that little move that it had off these 260s, 255 lows down there. This thing looks to go higher. As long as the market continues to look good, this Amazon should be at 285 sometime within the next couple weeks here. So keep an eye on Amazon. IBM, this is one I've been pounding my fist on the table for right here. IBM. I've been tracking this IBM for the past 3 days here or so, ever since it got above this key trend line that was acting as resistance from this little prior channel that we've shown you guys before. And now it's back above the little gap highs. Will not be a buyer right here. Unless you're buying it earlier. If you missed the buy point, which was right here when it broke over 203, it's at 209 half or so now. You really want to wait for a pullback. I mean, you could probably catch one more day in it if you're actively trading it today. But if you're looking to get a swing trade in this position, you really want to wait for it to pull back. All right. GMCR wasn't played today. They had some nice news out regarding their K-Cups and Lipton Tea, closing a deal with Lipton Tea. Keep an eye on this stock to continue moving higher. We push the news out on our Facebook page. So if you want to go to our Facebook page, wallstreettrading.com, to read up on that, you can check it out. And of course, if you have not been to our Facebook page, Wall Street Trading, go check it out. And make sure you check out our website, wallstreettrading.com, where you can fill out the form on the right-hand side and sign up for our 14-day free trial to our trading room, which, of course, right now is free. We're not even charging for it, so you may want to make sure you want to go check that out. A lot of good trades and a lot of good information sources for you there. Let's see here. Let's take a look at some of these energy stocks now. Chevron continues to push higher. Still made a new all-time high today by an inch, but not really much going there. ExxonMobil, let's see what ExxonMobil did today. ExxonMobil was actually showing a little bit of weakness, which I don't like to see, because that's most likely telling us something that when the market does reverse, this is going to be a stock that they're going to smash and hit to the downside. So keep an eye on ExxonMobil, as it is not showing any strength with the market right now. It's going to be a go-to stock to short if and when the market does pull back a little bit. What did Hess do today? Hess was another name that's kind of just trading up here for the energy sector, not really doing much. NBL was one of the stronger energy names out there. This one gives a nice pullback right here. Take a look at this NBL, guys. Nice little run up to the start of the year. Nice little orderly pullback right here. Nice little kind of a little downward channel you could draw in right there. Parallel channel line. Keep an eye on NBL tomorrow if these energy stocks continue to move higher. Again, the natural gas stocks are the ones that are really looking real good. The bank came out with a stress test today here. Stress test results. Let me bring something up here, and looks like Goldman Sachs is selling off after hours. Looks like Citigroup moved to the top side. Citigroup's actually trading at 46 right now after hours. Hit a high of 46.36. Let's see if Morgan Stanley's doing anything. Morgan Stanley traded to the downside, gap down. Last but not least, Bank of America. Bank of America actually is trading higher, trading at 12.38 right now. And the high of the year is 12.42, so it did not make new all-time new year highs, but it is trading up after hours. So the banks are looking pretty decent. The agriculture stock has been lagging a bit, so let's see what that sector did. That sector, agriculture stock, Monsanto is one of the stronger ones, trading at the top of the range above these moving averages. This looks pretty good if the dollar continues to get weak and we start to see some money come back into these risk assets. Let's see what AGU did today. AGU not really doing much. CF had a little pop today, not really looking good at all though. Potash, not really doing much. And Mosaic and IPI. So Mosaic and Monsanto looks like the go-to stocks in the agriculture sector that you want to focus on if they do get a pop there. And then last but not least, let me take a look at these semiconductor stocks here. Clack, little pause day today. Let's see what QCOM's doing. QCOM was up 12 cents today. after pulling back in nasty and filling the gap up. This one still looks pretty decent, but I do not like how it gapped up and pulled back in. But then again, it did fill the gap, and so far it's holding that gap, so you just want to watch that right there. And watch the 68.60 level and 68.52 level. So aside from that, folks, a lot of there's a lot of action. There's some action out there. As far as the market goes, the market was sideways today, but that doesn't mean that you can't pick your spots in the right stocks and try to make some plays off of some news catalysts or any type of sector economic data reports like the natural gas numbers. And how he caught that SWN. So a lot of good stuff, guys. Make sure you come check out our information, wallstreettrading.com. We're here to help you out and here to help you further your education in trading. Have a great day, guys. Cheers.